My name is Jane. I'm 29 years old, and I live in a small town. I work in a flower shop. Every morning, I open the shop, arrange the flowers, and smile at people who come in. From the outside, everything in my life looks normal. But inside, it is different. Inside, I feel tired. I feel lonely. I feel broken. I am married. My husband's name is Michael. We met 7 years ago. At first, he was kind. He smiled a lot. He said I was beautiful. He bought me flowers, wrote me notes, held my hand in public. I was in love. I thought he was the one. Everyone said we looked good together. I believed them. I believed him. But people can change. Or maybe they don't change. Maybe they only show their real face later. I don't know. At the beginning of our marriage, things were okay. We had small fights, about money, about time, about my job. But that's normal in marriage, right? That's what I told myself. I thought all couples fight sometimes. But slowly, things changed. He started shouting at me. First, it was only when he was tired. Then, it became more often. If dinner was late, he got angry. If I forgot to do the laundry, he got angry. If I talked too much, he got angry. If I was quiet, he also got angry. Sometimes he would throw things. Never at me. Just at the wall, or the table. But it scared me. I started walking on eggshells. I tried to be perfect. I wanted to make him happy. I thought, maybe if I try harder, things will get better. But they didn't. One evening, I came home late. There was traffic. I had called him to let him know, but he didn't pick up. When I opened the door, he was standing there, waiting. His face was red. His hands were shaking. He didn't shout this time. He didn't throw anything. He just looked at me and said, "You don't respect me." I was confused. I said, "I called you." There was traffic. But he didn't listen. He turned and walked away. Later that night, he didn't eat dinner. He didn't speak to me. For 3 days, he didn't say a word. That silence hurt more than shouting. I cried in the bathroom. Quietly. I didn't want him to hear. I didn't want to make him angry again. After that, I stopped talking much. I stopped smiling at work. I stopped visiting my friends. I thought, maybe if I give him all my attention, he will be kind again. But it didn't help. He started controlling things. He asked who I was texting. He didn't like my clothes. He wanted to know where I was, every minute. At first, I thought he was just being protective. But it felt like a cage. I couldn't breathe. One time, my friend Emma called me. We hadn't spoken in months. She said she missed me. We laughed a little. We talked about old memories. It felt good. But Michael saw my phone later. He asked, "Who's Emma?" I said, "My friend from college." He didn't like it. He said, "Why are you talking to her? Are you hiding something?" I said no. I tried to explain. But he didn't listen. That night, he threw my phone on the floor. It broke. He didn't say sorry. The next day, he bought me a new one. He smiled and said, "Now you won't talk to people I don't trust." I smiled too. But inside, I felt something break. More months passed. I became someone else. I was no longer the Jane I used to be. I used to love painting. I used to laugh at silly jokes. I used to wear yellow. Now I only wore gray or black. I didn't paint. I didn't laugh. I didn't call my mom anymore. I still worked at the flower shop. That place was my small freedom. There, I felt a little safe. The smell of roses and lavender reminded me of better days. But even there, I felt afraid. What if he came to check on me? What if I smiled at a customer and he saw it? One day, something happened. It was a Tuesday. I was arranging tulips. A woman came in. She was older, maybe 60. She looked at me for a long time. Then she said, "Are you okay?" I smiled. I said, "Yes, thank you." But she didn't believe me. She said, "You look sad. Like your heart is tired." I didn't know what to say. I wanted to cry. But I didn't. She bought a small plant. Before she left, she gave me her card. It said, "Margaret Hill, counselor, you are not alone." That card stayed in my pocket for days. I touched it often. I didn't call her. But I read the words again and again. You are not alone. One night, Michael came home late. He smelled like alcohol. He was angry again. I didn't ask why. I just stayed quiet. But he didn't like that. He shouted. He said I didn't care about him. That I was cold. That I was boring. That night, for the first time, I shouted back. I said, "I'm tired, Michael. I'm tired of being afraid. I'm tired of walking on eggshells." He looked shocked. He didn't say anything. He just stared at me. Then he left the house. I don't know where he went. I sat on the floor and cried. I cried for hours. I cried for the old Jane. I cried for the girl who loved painting. I cried for the woman who now lived in fear. That night, I called the number on the card. A soft voice answered. "Hello, this is Margaret." And for the first time in a long time, I said, "I need help." Jane left Luke and went to her sister's house. She was very tired and very sad. She needed time to think. She wanted to be alone. At her sister's house, she stayed in a small room. It was quiet. Jane sat on the bed and looked out the window. She thought about her life. She thought about the past, how happy she was when she met Luke, how kind he was in the beginning. But now, everything felt cold. They didn't laugh anymore. They didn't talk. She felt invisible. Every morning, Jane drank tea and wrote in a small notebook. She wrote about her feelings. She wrote about her dreams. She wanted to find herself again. She wanted to feel strong. Her sister helped her a lot. "You are not alone," her sister said. "You are strong, Jane. You can make a new life." One night, Jane got a message on her phone. It was from Luke. He said, "I miss you. I'm sorry." Jane looked at the message for a long time. She did not know what to do. A few days later, Luke came to her sister's house. He was not smiling. He looked sad and tired. He said, "Jane, I made many mistakes. I stopped listening. I forgot to love you. I want to change. I want to try again." Jane looked at him. She was quiet. Her heart felt heavy. She still loved him, but she was also hurt. She said, "I need more time. I need to be sure." Luke nodded. "I understand," he said. "Take your time. I will wait." Jane smiled a little. It was the first real smile in a long time. She didn't know what would happen next. Maybe she would go back. Maybe not. But now, she knew one thing. She was not weak. She had a voice. She had a choice.